I do this side and then you do the rest.
No, you do the far side.
This is probably the last one.
Good.
The last one you're taking the beat. Yeah, because we gotta take turns, remember?
Shut up.
Or what? Ow!
Take pictures.
I'm gonna take pictures of who I'm gonna take pictures of.
Shut up. You're on there.
I'm taking pictures of one over here, so.
There are all.
Oh my god.
You look like.
Oh no. What?
You look like.
That makes sense.
Oh my god.
Or it's not like you're gonna drink out of it again.
You could literally be from Bahama.
Hey, you're a green man. What? I'm just cheering on my fellow competitors. Oh, who's like who's
Alrighty, as we're waiting for this next class, we want these beautiful royal girls to introduce themselves. They've been helping hand out ribbons this evening. Good evening, everyone. My name is Malia Bethel, and I am your 2024 Miss 4-H. Hi, everyone. I am Shayla Lyons, and I am your 2024 Young Miss 4-H. Hi, I'm Kirsty Artigas, and I'm your 2024 Junior Miss 4-H.
pictures of all of them together. You actually wrote it.
Entering the ring now is our 275 weight class. Exhibitors, as I call your name, please raise your show stick. Connor Blessing, Lillian Bowles, Lane Avick, Corey Goodall, Morgan Johnson, Landon Kiefer. Judge, this is your class.
spit it out.
Oh, she's stalling.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I would too. She gonna fix her that handshake.
Hey, can you hit my hand? Look, can you hit my hand?
Pull you off.
You want to go? If you give me my boots, I'm going to go with that.
As we're waiting for our next class to come out, just giving another thank you to our sponsors this evening. The Green and Anderson Champion banners are sponsored by Angie Zimmerman and Carolyn Cohen Real Estate Company. The Green Champion will receive a belt buckle donated by Feedstock and United Producers, Brian Monroe and Joe Arrington.
That was
We
me.
would like to thank Twin Rivers Hardwood for donating the mulch this year and ET&S and the Park Standing Road for hauling the mulch. And thank you to Rocky and Susie
Shut up.
Sturgeon
You
for
took
donating the photo backdrop.
I think the one was Mocha Duty and
It makes it sweeter and all.
Why? You weirdo.
Entering the ring now is 275 to the 80 weight class box.
I really like to sit down right there.
Exhibitors, as I call your name, please raise your show sticks. Ezekiel Martindale, Mackenzie Robinson, Lincoln Bush, Dylan Kiefer, Levi Wright. Judge, this is your class.
Gonna take that side.
You can go in the middle. I go in the middle every time.
Oh.
Yeah. Why not?
Market Hog weight class.
Would you rather me
Nope,
take
too
this?
late. You ain't got your Apple Watch.
It's 4:53.
Wait, and they have to do that other thing too. Where? Wait. I'm thinking about that. There's something else to do. They gotta find out who's the top 3 of the whole. So I think they get everybody out here. I don't know, forget.
As I call your name, Cheddars, please raise your show stick. Levi Blake. Riley Davis. Miranda Smith. Gabriel Thomas. Do we have Gabriel? Riley Conrad. Gracie Wallace. Isaac Lewis. Lily Ray. Judge, this is your class.
What was about to say?
Oh my god. That dude here. The burp. Who is calling me?
ask you this question.
You asked me a lot of questions the same, like, several times.
I don't remember.
Yeah, short term memory loss.
Yes, that's why Lauren told me yours.
I don't know. Say cheese. Go right there and I'll take a picture. Yes, sir. I'm gonna break my ankles. I don't. What do you think I'm about to say? Don't give it all up. Say cheese. Say cheese. All right. Whatever went.
13 minutes. Up. We're going to get in front of this
Can I
camera.
have all of our white ribbon exhibitors please go to your pin? Be on deck. White ribbon exhibitors, go to your pins. You're on deck.
I'm ready to take a break. What time you said it would be over? 6?
6:30, I thought.
5:30? That'll be terrible if it was over around 6:30.
As we are waiting, we're going to say another thank you to our sponsors today. Sponsoring the Grand Reserve Champion banners are Angie Zimmerman and Carolyn Coing Real Estate Company. The Grand Champion will receive a belt buckle donated by Beanstalk and United Producers, Brian Unroe and Joe Arrington. We would like to thank Twin Rivers Carwood for donating the mulch this year, and ET&S and Leotard Sand donating the photo backdrop. And let's also give a round of applause for our 4-H queens for being so good by handing out our ribbons this evening. Give them a hand, give them a hand.
Why are you looking at me?
Like what?
Not like anything.
Like what? Where am I? I keep getting dust in my eyes. Really? Really do. Take pictures. No, I'm joking. It won't take pictures if I'm not focused.
Tristan, stop.
Why are you taking pictures of those people?
Maybe I want to.
Well, I don't need to. My ankle hurts. Your turn.
And Michael, I'm just gonna get some food. This ankle hurts. This is when I have it's sprained.
I'm just ready to go eat and take a break.
Lanita Edmonds, can you please come to the announcer stand? Lanita Edmonds, can you please come to the announcer stand?
Only 15.
That thing got smacked in the face. You're saying like stuff like that when I'm saying stuff about my eyes. What's that over there?
All right, as I call your name, please raise your show stick high. Anna Duff, Corey Gold, Brooklyn Smith, Elena Martindale, Weston Steve, Brianna Miller, Kevin Mays, Kevin Mays,
Yeah, she's here.
Wade Watson, Macy Russell, Morgan Johnson, Kennedy Fisher, Violet Olinger, Miranda Smith, Liberty Smith, Skylar Firstfield. Judge is to the class.
I got hit with a stitch.
It was shaking.
Okay. Actually, no. You can take all the pictures, all the rest. This is only third place. We got second, first, and then this is all the white ribbons, and then there's still red, blue. Huh? Oh, I think I knew that. The picture of this dude.
Get big arm muscles from
Do we take pictures now or what? Actually, I will.
that camera hurts your wrist.
Just think. Well, thank you so much, and I look forward to a really exciting week here at the Mason County Fair. As we get started in our hogs, I know I've been moving through them a little bit quicker, but I want to be respectful of the heat and the animals. But out of that respect, I know the hard work that each and every one of you put into this project, and that doesn't take away from those who have already left us out here this go-around. But I'm going to go ahead and talk your top 5 just so that these exhibitors can kind of get a gauge as to where I'm at, how I see the hogs, maybe what I'd want to improve upon them as to how they got into this division here, maybe what they can do to continue to get up into those further divisions and continue to grow into this project. As we get started in here, into your top 5 of the white division, the young lady in the white shirt is going to go ahead and lead us off with 5th overall. I really like the stoutness of bone, the boldness of footing that he does carry, that circumference of bone that he has from the foot up. He's strong out of those front pastures, noting that several of the hogs that have preceded him out here yet, they want to sink into that front pasture. I want to see him just a little bit stronger out there, and that's what sees him into that 5th place slot. He's really sound on those feet and legs, strides really correctly out of that skeleton when he walks away from you. Nice long body, centered rib type hog. If I could improve, just make him uphill a little bit more out of those shoulders, level him up through that loin. I think that might see him a little bit more competitive in this group, but a very nice hog to start off our top 5. Young man's in the white shirt over here, going to go ahead and come in and be 4th. At first from the profile, is he the cleanest individual out here? No, he's not. There's some pieces I'd like to reorganize about his skeletal design. But from a width perspective, a strength perspective, he's got a good amount of chest width there as he strides at you, but then as he walks away from you, I think that's his best shot as he walks away. He strides real true out of that hock. And he's got a good amount of expressiveness and width into that rear quarter. But again, just want to reorganize and clean him up a bit from that profile perspective, lay him back a bit into that blade. He wants to be a bit far forward. He kind of disconnects a bit through that fore rib. Just want to collect him up a little bit cleaner, and I think that seems a bit more competitive. As we get into our top 3 out here, I think again we're starting to be able to really nitpick, and I appreciate that. There is one out here that I think certainly has the advantage, and so that for me where it gets a little tighter is into that 2nd and 3rd place slot. For me, it's going to go ahead and be the young lady here. It's going to be our 3rd overall. Really appreciate the power and stoutness of frame that this hog presents, but he's just a bit past that 12 o'clock point, right? Even for his frame, I want to see him get a bit more stretch out of that center left body, give him a bit more strength and power there. See him clean up a little bit neater there out of that center body and into that rib. I think that'd seem a bit more competitive. But as he strides out, he really is comfortable and set in motion there. He's got good sound feet and legs. He's strong on those pasterns. Just want to see him clean up a little bit better into that center rib. And then as we get into our 1st and 2nd place out here, the young man is going to be our 2nd place winner. Really appreciate the balance of frame this hog brings nose to tail. Nice moderate type and stoutness of frame. Really bold out of that foot. Just want to see him a little bit stronger on those front pasterns. That's something that kind of hit me hard in his class. I want to see him more upright in that toe, so let's deepen him up into that heel bit. But then he's really comfortable on that blade, blends really smoothly through that center body and out of that hip. He doesn't sacrifice a lot of width and power as he strides away from me there. I'd like to see him just a little bit higher in that head carriage. I think that clean up his profile just a little bit more. And then the young lady in the green is going to go ahead and lead this division off. I really appreciate this female that this young lady is presenting out here. She certainly has the show ring appeal, and when I saw her in her class, you know, maybe she didn't quite have the power and the width to get into that red group, but certainly seeing her out here in this go-round, she has the advantage out here. I knew she could do some damage into this division if that's where I got her stuck. And really, from that profile, she's clean and elevated in that front 1/3. She's got the widest chest floor of any hog out in this group, and that's a good precursor to what's going to follow next. So she's really bold and open into that center rib and through that forerib as well, and out of that loin. She's nice and level there, really expressive into that rear quarter as well. Very strides out, very true and correct in line with her skeletal design. A very nice female to go ahead and lead out our white division. Let's give her a well-deserved round of applause.
Hey, am I allowed to sit down for a little bit? Am I allowed to sit down? Sit down?
Luke Blaine, Jace Nance, Jamie Pearson, Lillian Nance, Summer Nance, Riley Conrad, Jeremiah Hardy, Mark Eli Cade, Lillian Bowles, Isaac Lewis, River Russell, Mackenzie Robinson, Levi McKenzie,
Well, let's give all of our exhibitors in your red division a well-deserved round of applause. We've certainly stepped up the notch here into this division, and I think that's going to see a nice natural progression as we move into our blues and our reds. And I think these top five set us up really well for that blue division in terms of the type and kind that they are and how that fits into my ideal. For me, where we're going to go ahead and get started in fifth overall is going to go ahead and be the young man right here in front of me. Really appreciate, while he's not as mature as some of the other hogs out here, really a lot of exciting promise in this young man. He's got a really strong front end there, really bold out of that chest, and that is that good precursor for what follows next. He's a long body, wide top kind of a hog, and as he strides away from you, he's really wide and square out of that leg, and he finds that front hoof grip. Just maybe outgunned and outmatured in this year particular drive, but a lot of promise in that young man's hog right there for him to go ahead and lead us off into our top five. As we get into our top four, the young lady in front of me coming at me, Blue Bud's going to go ahead and lead us off at that fourth overall spot. From the chest, as he comes at you, he's really open into that chest floor, and that carries well into a more open full rib than some of those behind him. And he's very even from that shoulder all the way back to that loin and hip, and he's stout of bone. He's got a really good density there out of his rear leg, and as he strides out, I would like to clean him up a little bit into that front 1/3, just a little bit more, give him some more head carriage, just give him a little bit more show appeal, but he's got a good amount of length and power and natural width about him, and that's what sees him there into that fourth place slot. Then there were three. Again, all three get really good precursors to what's going to come ahead into our blue group, and some of them just barely made it into this group, maybe could have gotten into that blue group, but there were a couple things about them as I studied them in their class that I thought would sort themselves really well into this division, but maybe not as well into the division ahead of them there. For me, the individual that's going to come out here and third is going to be the young man right in front of me in the blue plaid. Really appreciate, again, it's not about maturity, it's about structure. And for structure's sake, this young man's got a lot going for him in terms of that front end. He's really strong out of those pastures, really deep in that heel and steep in that toe. He's nice and wide and open into that full rib, long loin, and really square and explosive out of that hip. Maybe he's just not as mature as some of these out here, but when you're talking about structure, he's got hip, he's wide out of that hip, he doesn't swing that leg out, it really strides out nice and true and in line with the skeletal design. A very promising barrow there for that young man. And then as we get into the first and second, I think there's a clear winner in my mind. But go ahead and let's give a round of applause for this young man going to be second in line out here. Really appreciate, really powerful female. The only thing that's really getting it for me is that hip. I want to see him collect up a little bit more out of that hip. She wants to follow herself there. Don't get down on yourself, bud. This was a good class. It's really competitive. There's a lot of strength and power out of this female. Just want to go ahead and give him a bit more collectiveness out of that hip. Just really get so that he can find himself underneath himself a little bit better. He wants to follow himself, so if we could just reorganize him a little bit there. But a lot of width, a lot of power, a lot of boldness out of that center rib. Just want to collect him up a little bit neater. And then the young man to go ahead and take your division. I think he does so with the most combination of style, presence, durability onto that feet and leg set, length of body, and a combination of power out here and expressiveness into that rear quarter. I think he is certainly the combination hog out here for this division. Go ahead and lead us off. Let's give him a well-deserved round of applause.
How many pictures you got on that thing now? Hey, Sam. You doing good on firewood?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I like to check.
Yeah, really.
We got some small trees.
You don't get this. You go over there like that. Stay in the corner and I didn't find you real fast.
Exhibitors, as I call your name, please raise your show stick high into the air. Lakin Bush, Levi Blaine, Kaylee Nance, David Zelmer, Josiah Zelmer, Caleb Stamper, Lane Evick, Parker Henderson, Gabriel Thomas, Lily Ray, Connor Cumming, Aubrey Payne, Luke Raines, Griffin Olinger, Mackenzie Trippett, Nathan Wood, Henley Taylor, Isaiah Fannin, Miley Young. Judge, it's your class.
Smoke. burger. This is back burger.
I got 22 purples, most we've ever had.
22.
He says, I think I kind of overdone it.
Oh well. You thought they were there. So. Well, we've got these butchers down a little bit. Anyway.
Yeah.
We've got these butchers down a little bit.
That'll be a big group, though.
You say there's how many?
22.
22.
That's 22 pigs and 22 kids.
Leaving?
please join me in congratulating your exhibitors out here in your final top 5 of your food visit. All 5 of them do a really nice job, and again, I think we just see that gradual progression up into our purple division, and these individuals out here certainly represent very well, very powerful market hogs that are structurally correct, stoutness in their frame, bold into their center ribs, strong under their feet and legs. They've got a good circumference and density of bone, and now we're really starting to get into that show appeal where they get that good head carriage, they've got good hair and skin, and again, they're really well presented out here for me as the judge, and so I think we just continue to step it up. So as we sort into our top 5, the first individual is going to lead us off this year, 5th overall. It's going to be the young man Spot here. To start out our top 5, we really appreciate the power that this bear brings to the table. Maybe he's not as clean as I'd like, and certainly into that front 1/3 of jowl there, but I'd like to clean him up just a little bit. I think I might see him more competitive, but man, when this young man comes striding at you, he's just bold into that center rib. He's bold out of that chest. He's lays back really nicely at a good angle to that blade. Really appreciate how he ties up nicely out of that forerib and into that loin area there. And as he strides away from me, he doesn't disappoint you. He's nice and wide and square at that hog. Maybe not as expressive. Again, he's got more cover and more condition than some of the other hogs out here. So I'd like to just lean him up a little bit, give him more expressiveness, and I think that'd see him more competitive in this group. Young lady in the red's going to go ahead and lead us off into that 4th place slot. Really appreciate the length of body that this bear brings to the table. He's really bold out of that chest floor there, really strong into that chest as well and out of that shoulder. Maybe wants to be a bit far forward into that angle and lay him back a bit more into that blade so he can collect himself up just a little bit neater when he's set in motion. Maybe he wants to round out just to tick out of that hip. So I'd like to square him up just a little bit more, but man, he's got a lot of power, a lot of muscle about him there, and as he strides away from me, he finds that front hoof grip very correct and in line with his skeletal design. And as we get out here into our top 3, I mean, man, there's a lot of presence, there's a lot of power. These hogs are well presented. We have some with a little bit more hair, some that are a little more closely there. But man, we've got power, we've got muscle, we've got correctness, and we've got show appeal. For me, there's one out here that just finds herself into that 3rd place slot really naturally. As a female out here, I'd like to see her square up and level up a bit more out of that hip. She wants to round out of that set. I just want to give her a bit more levelness out of that hip. She's finding herself striding out a little bit here. It's going to go ahead and be the young lady in your white. It's going to be your 3rd overall. And then as we round out here into our top 2, I mean, man, there's one that's out here that she's got a lot of boldness, a lot of power, and from that profile just gives you a really good look. There's one that's a bit more upstanding in that front 1/3, a little bit more bold into that body cavity, a little stronger and more dense out of that bone structure, but then I think there's one that's a bit more expressive, a bit more mature, really high quality market animals out here. And with that being said, I think these two just deserve a well-rounded applause. Let's give them that. With that being said, there's one that's got a bit more condition, there's one that's a bit more expressive and a bit fresher on her feet and legs. She strides out just a little bit cleaner, a bit more upstanding into that front 1/3, and that's what's going to go ahead and give her the nod. And the young man in the white here is going to go ahead and be your reserve. I really appreciate the power that she brings to this table. Maybe she's really smooth blending out of that shoulder, but she wants to twist that front hip and the front hock into that pasture just a little bit more than I'd like to see. I want to see her a bit stronger out of that set. But man, from that profile, she's got a lot of power, but maybe not as clean and elevated in that front 1/3. As I'll go ahead and our 1st place winner out here, this young man in the face is going to go ahead and take a really outstanding individual in that front 1/3. Maybe not as deep of bodied into that flank, but man, as he gets set out into motion, really clean, smooth moving, strong onto those pasterns, stoutness of frame as well, but really expressive individual. Really appreciate the profile and the power and the combination this young man brings to the table out here with this female. Let's give him another round of applause.
As we're rounding out the evening here, we're going to give last thank you to our sponsors tonight. Our Grand Reserve Champion banners are sponsored by Angie Zimmerman and Carolyn Coing Real Estate Company. The Grand Champion will receive a belt buckle donated by Beanstalk United Producers, Brian Monroe and Joe Arrington. We would like to thank Twin Rivers Hardwood for donating the mulch this year, and E&T and Madison Leachart Sand and Gravel for hauling the mulch. And thank you to Rocky and Susie Sturgeon for donating the photo backdrop.
Here? Here? Was you inside from the restaurant? I was back, I believe myself, my damn back is killing me. All right, I got a dog with me. See, I can scoot over.
We have new sponsors this year for a new thing that we're doing. Your top 5 hogs, starting with 5th, 4th, and 3rd, will also receive a banner with that raise your show stick high in the air. Bryson Gillespie, Gracie Wallace, Riley Davis, Addison Utterback, Jackson Redmond, Levi Wright, Connor Blessing, Landon Long, Ryan Long, McKenna Ferguson, Jenna Bowles, Parker Johnson, Bowen Dangerfield, Zane Dangerfield, Madison Tribbett, Landon Kiefer, Dylan Kiefer, Colton Weaver, Jalen Wood, Hayden Taylor, Zayden Scarberry, Luke Thomas, all right, Judge, this is your class. top 11 hogs, the next competitor will be the winner of the Dale Newberry Keep At It Award. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your top 5.
Let's repeat that one more time for your top 5. You know, it's been a privilege to sort the hogs this afternoon, and I've been keeping it kind of short and sweet. We just got back from a week of our state fair as well in Indiana, and we got in from the drive pretty late last night, and we're fortunate to shake out on the dirt and just cheering on a lot of my friends as well who show those hogs, and man, there's a lot of quality there, and I really think there's a great, deep amount of quality out here in this particular division in top 5, so let's give them another well-deserved round of applause. These hogs are well-fit, well-fed, big bone, bold rib, and they get around that ring with grace and fluidity, and they carry themselves really well. They have that show pig appeal. These exhibitors have done a nice job with them. I think there's a couple that just sort themselves, and I'll pick out my favorites in the way I see them, and just how they balance up, how they collect up, and that combination of structural correctness and muscle that they bring to that table as a market animal, I think is going to go ahead and what sorts it all out for me. So I'll get you your top 5 in order from 5th to grand champion. Let's give them another well-deserved round of applause.
Jalen Wood is your Rookie of the Year. Fourth place is at center back. Hayden Taylor is third place and are born and raised.
Well, let's give these young men out here a very well-deserved round of applause. You know, and I know that they read in my bio I'm a cattle guy, and yes, I am a cattle guy. That's what our bailiwick is. That's what my family has always raised. But when I was at Purdue University, I had the opportunity to work at Whiteshire Hamrock. They're the 3rd largest hog producing company in the world, actually based in Indiana, just about a mile down the road from our farm. And I was in their genetics department, and I would sort through about anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 hogs a day, and that's really where I got my basis and my footing into the hog industry and just how to evaluate these animals, and not just from a show appeal perspective, but also from a structural integrity perspective, that genetic perspective, and then the muscle and the market that they're able to bring to this table is just second to none. And so I'm really thankful for that opportunity that I had to work for such a fine company. And as we get out here, that love of livestock and hogs has never left me. And so while that may not be exactly where I come from, I certainly have a great appreciation and background in it from a professional standpoint. And these two just do a really nice job. I think they pair up really well from the way they're designed, their length of body, their head carriage, their boldness and circumference of bone, the muscle that they bring to the table. There's one that's just a tick more expressive, a tick more powerful into that hip than another, and I think there's one that just falls really naturally in my mind. So I'll go out and get you your grand champion first, and then we'll get you your reserve. Let's give them another well-deserved round of applause.